Rastafari, give thanks and praises for the blessings. Today, WADADLI-VYBZ sits and have a conversation with one of the founding members of the Rastafari Improvement Association, or I would say Rastafari Youth Movement or Rastafari Youth Organization. We'll get into all of that. He goes by the name of Bongo ICEARN. Some will say ICEARN, some will say Bongo ICEARN. One of the brethren that believe strongly in education and on the upliftment of Rastafari, and a brother that will seek to reason for hours and make sure that he walks away from the conversation with us holding on to his point very strongly. Welcome to the show, ICEARN, Bongo ICEARN.
Respect.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the United Rastafari Improvement Association. But before we get into all of that, let me talk a little bit about ICEARN. Let me find out who is ICEARN, where ICEARN comes from. Because when we started in the earlys going to Sagai, we used to try to Pine. I remember we sometimes used to come pick up a crew in Pine, pick up a crew over by Kano, pick up our next crew over by Negos, pick up our next crew, and then all of us would try to come to Grace Farm, pick up the last crew in Grace Farm, and then we tried over the hill. And I remember you was in that crew. Before that, how did you find Rastafari? How did you come about Rastafari? Where did you grow up though?
Actually, I man come from Grace Farm, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I man come from Grace Farm, Christian Street, Grace Farm. I man from and moved over to Point at about 11 years old. You see, and live at St. John Street, just, you know, adjacent, the next side of the road from Chaffee Funeral Home and St. John Street. And that may be 1981, you see. And then I man eventually, the family moved down to Jai Hill from the eastern side of the road to Asat Michael.
Yeah.
Check out, you see. Yeah, so we lived there, and there where the journey actually started, because I and my stepfather start getting into the horse race business. And as a result of that, he kind of recruit a couple of men that just round horse up the legal Pratt, Rasta, then just called Crop Up, done by Qualis, Champion Jackie,
yeah.
And I mean another brethren who's still around, you know, Wambi. Wambi come from, yes. I think, up a Blizzard, right? Yes, I. Yeah. So then 3 man day come down a Jai Hill and used to work with my stepfather taking care of some horse that he invested in, so he started getting into horse race business. And through them man day that me and my brother and so partial start getting into weed smoking and liquor, you know, me hanging with them man. You understand? So they kind of like at the entrance.
Right.
You see, but that was more so for partial, because the man who come round, he the one that decided that he would be Rasta ahead of me.
Okay.
Right? I man used to, the man then just come and then smoke them weed and everything. I man just round the bar, I man never partake, you know.
Okay.
I man just move different. And they have a young brethren, I'll call it IT. But Terry name. I think he's a Defratus.
Okay.
You see him. And he live in New York for years, but younger than I man and so. You see him. And at the time that my brother just start getting into Rasta now, he come by the gates and I reason about Rasta with you, and I man overheard you talking about the original Israelite were black people. And the Egyptians and so on were black people. You see it? So I might refute it on the ground that when you look on TV and you see them show you people in Israel, you see white people.
Right.
So where this guy evidence? Because if black people used to be there, at least you'd see black people still there. That can't, you know, that may be the logic a man taught at the time. You see? Now, it so happened at the time I man was a friend. I was a friend of a family, a French family here. And yeah, this lady named Mrs. Dumont, and she have 2 daughters. And every summer, they used to leave, every time school take break, they used to go to Christ King School. They used to go to Egypt, because their father lived in Egypt, so they go and visit their father in Egypt. So during the time that the brethren attacked this thing, I asked them if they ever see black people in Egypt when they go there. They say not in the town that their father lived in. Well, as far as me comes in, listen, if they have a town in Egypt that no black people in this present day, that point to evidence that, look, that was never a black country.
Right.
You understand? However, the brethren bring a book to prove it point to me. And he present the book and I man read and realize the book said that, you know, black people, you know, these people were black people and so on. So he get me curious and he bring a set of other book, Destruction of Black Civilization and so from my brother. And we just start the chat. So I man take up one the book and then they call the Rastafarian. And he start show you history from like back before slavery or around the time that slavery start.
Right.
And show you chronologically everything come right down to our time.
Right.
And then, you know, start talking about Marcus Garvey movement and then show how Rasta came out of the Marcus Garvey movement.
Okay.
So, for the first time, I'm getting now a view of Rastafari that I never had. Because I am realizing that Rasta stand for a particular cause according to this history. You know,
start arriving with that.
Yeah, these are the people now who will rise up and rebel against the people who enslave us African people.
Yeah.
You know, these Rasta people are the one who is getting up and saying, you know, on behalf of my ancestors, justice and repatriation and all these things. While the other black people in them is still under that.
So at this time, how old were you when you was finding out most of these knowledge now?
2021, around about 1990, 91 thereabout. Yeah.
So this brethren was coming on to you with this information and you refute him and tell him there's no such thing as black people in
No, because I didn't see any evidence that would support that in the present.
Right.
When you look on the TV, they show Israel, you see white people.
White people.
And as regarding Egypt, I have two friends that go every time they get school break in summer to visit with their father that say that the town that the father live in, no black people in that town. To me, if the country is a black country, then black people have to be there. So something not connected.
So this brethren, you remember his name?
Terry, we call him, the freighter.
So this brethren now remain in your mind now up until this time?
Up until now.
Because he would have been the one to approach you with this information that will now change your whole perspective of life itself.
That in a Rasta, classic Rastafari speech, he had the angel that bring the message kind of way.
All right, yes.
Right? Because when I read the book now and realize the brethren correct, it spark a curiosity.
Yeah.
And I must say spark because it's like a fire.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
And the curiosity never out until this day.
So you started, automatically you started to research about more and go deeply more into the books.
But you see, I want to highlight something about the process. Because at the point that I realized that there's substance to what this Rasta all about, you understand? I kind of make a vow to myself within the moment. Because, you see, I come up at Grey Hill, up Cooks Hill up there, which our old Skerrit used to be.
Right.
And where me and my grandmother live, we overlook Cooks, jungle, where Rasta means separate from the rest of society and have a community down there. Just like in Jamaica, they say they have pinnacle. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. In Antigua, we are jungle.
Right.
You understand? So I, man, as a little youth, used to see when police raid jungle and shot fire down there and you know, Rasta man run out the back of the hill, run round so to try escape. You understand? I, man, witnessed them things there.
But what was your feeling at the time? Was it like, yeah, them man the dung, them
no, you never really had no feeling because you see...
you didn't have any knowledge of it?
No, because you see, to us as youth, the Rastas been just there set of people that, you know, then wash their skin, you hear the big people in there say that, then wash their skin and then comb their head and then rub up fruits and all kind of stuff in their head and follow them. You hear all kind of derogatory stuff.
So when you see the reporters them running them, it was nothing for you? No problem.
Not really. I mean, of course, when you hear shot of fire and, you know, danger, I mean, you have that vibe, but no particular affinity was there for the Rastas at that point because I don't know what they're about.
So the brethren IT would have changed this now?
Yeah, no. The experience with the brethren now and then coming across a book called the Rastafarian.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm reading the book now. The booklet, I man realize that, okay, these people are about a particular cause out of something that happened in history.
Right.
You understand? So I decided within that moment now that I'm going to join because I'm going to move with a certain empathy for these people because everybody beat up them out on the Rasta and them.
Yeah.
as I remember it, you know, then Worthless, then this, then that, and Smoke Herb, and then Crazy and everything. And here it is now, I'm finding out that these people are actually fighting for a very important cause, a black people cause them a defend.
Right.
So I kind of make up a silent vow to myself to join with these people and help them defend that cause. Right? And as I say, because of the curiosity that was sparked now, it sent I in the direction of reading and just equipping myself with knowledge, because me have to help them fight this cause.
Right.
Me have to join this living.
Right.
You understand? So as I say, I never lose the curiosity, and I just go on, keep reading and so on. You see, to the point that I read Kenya, Bingi Kenya, because in the beginning also, after I make up my mind to be a Rasta.
So what year would it have been this now? 2 years after the fact that you got the information from IT?
No, just a matter like months, man. The whole thing just step up.
Okay, just roll
after he sparked that, you know, you're looking to more information and you keep seeing more things.
And the information was leading you in the right direction.
Yeah, you start seeing more things that make you feel more confident, more comfortable in your position.
So it's months after that.
You understand? Yeah, you see it. But then you see, even the road to like convincing yourself, where highly Selassie itself is concerned, that within itself is a journey, you know. The more stuff you see in the Bible, the more things that you see that you can use to prove, you know, that this man is deity and so on, you know, you're excelling in these areas.
So, but did you, when you started first, did you automatically, just after 3 months when you got information and you started to be Rasta, did you accept His Majesty, like the Rastafari would say at that time, as your eternal savior? It was a process going into getting to that. How did you accept Rastafari?
It was a process. I mean, of course, you know, at the point of making up my mind to join, you know what I mean, for joining the cause, if you like, you would already have certain amount of, how should I put it, certain amount of leaning in that direction, certain amount of prejudice towards His Majesty, you know, start to feel more like, yeah. But yet, this is something that you have to concrete within yourself, can live in a society.
Right.
That say another white guy is the Christ.
Right.
You see what I say? So, you have these things. Coming to know His Majesty is not like, okay, you know, this figure, this person, this figure, and he ends there.
Yeah.
Coming to know His Majesty in the way that we regard His Majesty in Rastafari is a process.
Yeah.
And process that you must reach a point of maturity with it also. Yeah. Because there is certain symbolism involved. Okay. You understand? In the concept of God, when you do the God concept, His Majesty would symbolize two Rastas in the context of Rastafari. Our idea of the transcendent God, the God that then say you cannot prove exists, not prove that He doesn't exist, that entity. Yeah. Because you gotta understand, in all the religious culture there is that have a personification of any kind of God. The personified, the personality that they use for the personification is always a symbol, always, bear that in mind. Okay. This is not in our basic education when we're coming into Rastafari, because you learn to relate to the physical person as the God. Stop and full stop. Yeah,
that's how you've been taught.
Right, that's coming in. But you see, because knowing His Majesty is not about knowing highly Selassie. But
yes.
You see what I say?
Yeah.
It is not about being familiar with the persona of highly Selassie. Yeah. Knowing His Majesty is actually coming to know yourself spiritually. That way it is in essence.
Okay, so then now when you started first, that's not where you started though.
No.
Now how you're putting forward yourself now as Rastafari was totally different from the way you started.
No, because your goal just like even how we relate to life. Yeah. Our perspective on life when we're a teenager or less than teenager is small in comparison to when we're big.
Okay.
And you know.
Yeah. So we're gonna get onto that journey. So we started how you found Rastafari.
Yes, sir.
You grew up in Grace Farm. Christian Street, and then you found this information from Jati, and then from there you started research, and then months after, boom, Rastafari, and then you started to search more and get more information. And then you founded Haile Selassie. When you founded Haile Selassie, did you choose, was there any more Rastafari movement in Antigua, other than the one that you saw, which is most prominent in Antigua?
At the time, there wasn't anything going on with Rasta, at least not noticeable in the sense of like a Bingi here or there. There was no Bingi around. There was no Bingi around when Ayman raised up. Yeah. Ayman come to understand a little while after that there were Bingi at African Treasure. Sometime before that, during the, I guess, the mid to upper 80s. I'm just assuming here.
Right.
But at the time that Ayman rise up, there weren't any vibe like that going around. Actually, that actually started when Ayman made Kenya.
Okay, so
Bingi
this
Elder
is the journey
Kenya.
now I want to know now. How did you find Naya Bingi?
Yeah, well, as I say, part of the coming forward, Ayman, you know, get up in a lot of zeal and just stop eat all meat food. Yeah. And I had no idea what kind of food and vegetable to eat to replace what the meat would have given me. You understand? So that caused the body to, you know me, run down, as you put it. Yeah. You know me, colloquial terms. Yeah. You see? And I had to go back and start eat certain things like fish and differences, and you know me, kind of balance up myself. And then shortly after that, Ayman come across. Well, I knew Kenya before, because he was a welder for Superstar Steel Acquisition. Ayman had playing Superstar since 1985.
Right, okay.
Right? But never went around him as a Rasta for like, you know, start nothing. But at that time, Ayman started go by Kenya Gates and so on, and Kenya start educate me on the eating and tell me, well, beans replace the protein that you would have gotten from the meat food and so on and so forth, and teach Ayman about veggie burger and all the rest of it. But Ayman was a youth because of the curiosity that was sparked from the onset, that was very curious and always asked questions, and I was want to hear a story about a long time ago and how the Rasta come up, and you know. So one time while having conversation, Kenya asked Ayman if I ever been to a Bingi. You know? Right. So I told him, Bingi, no. What is a Bingi, you know what I mean? So he told me, well, Bingi like Rasta church, you know? So I tell him, no, never been to a Bingi. And then he said to I that he's going to call one that I can see what Bingi is like. You know, because he realized that Ayman very zealous, you understand? Right. You know me, Ayman just full of vibe and energy them time, the Rasta, you see it? So he called the Bingi. I'll put together, you know, money, because them time Ayman work construction and thing, and we chop some money and, you know, cook up ital, buy some weed and differences. And Kenya invite ones that he know was involved with Bingi activity prior. You understand? You know, from ancient time, if you like. So he invite man like Frankai, Shaka, Frankai brother that passed away, you know, positive brethren. I always love the brethren there differently. Right. You know what I mean? I have to touch that a little. Yes. But yeah, it was Shaka and Sagai Fu also was invited. I vaguely remember Iba Tash was a part of it too. Right. And probably Aitana, Queen and so on. But a couple of the ancient one came to the Bingi, the first Bingi that Kenya called. And the Bingi went down really nice. By the way, you remember the year was one? Wow, the year I cannot. You remember the season? Pinpoint. But it was before 93 though. I can say that safe. And was it summer, close to Christmas, Kwanzaa, more close to the New Year? That I cannot remember. No, that can't remember either. Okay. No. But that was the first Bingi to start up now, back in the 90s. Yeah, that started the Bingi. And where was this? Down by the local line, just back of Village School coming down, which was the car, we have the body workshop. Okay. Yeah, just on the adjacent side of the road. Okay. You understand? Yeah. So there was a gutter there, right? Yeah. Yes, so I just walked through and bridging near Highfield that had, you know, a big building, the galvanized building like, you see. and I'll ask if we use the place. So he lent the place to us, and I'll hold the first Bingi, and the Bingi was so nice, you know, so much of love and good vibes and so on in there that we decided, yo, we have to continue this.
Right.
So the next Sunday we have about a Bingi, and then the whole thing just start up. This whole Bingi engine just start rolling. And then what happened, the brethren lent us the place. After a certain while he wanted the place back for his use and so forth, and so he made that known to us. And Bingi Kenya, you know what I mean, reported that in the Bingi, so to speak. And Sagai Fu, as I remember it, Sagai Fu raised up and said, well, the Bingi have land down in Big Creek.
So Sagai Fu used to attend this Bingi?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, and Sagai Fu from the foundation. Like,
okay, so he now started to interject about the land at Big Creek.
Yeah, he make known that because we were reaching a place whereby I would without shelter, the Bingi would have no shelter.
And the man ready for the place.
Want back in place,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Sagai for the one that make known that there are 6 acres of land in Big Creek for the Bingi from when a group of them used to Bingi prior at African Treasure. And, you know, part of the plan to get something going, you know what I mean, plant some food, raise funds, do things to upkeep the Bingi, and, you know, Rastafari basically doing some progression. Them contribute between himself, Virginia Ibatash, same Ibatash, and Wakamba, as I man remember it, yeah. Them 3 brethren, they offer up 2 acres each of them land, making up the 6 acres. So Saga, if we make that known to the Bingi, and then we decided, okay, well, we'll just move over to Big Creek.
All right, so now, you're in Big Creek, you're getting galvanized, you're setting up. This is the first trad in the 90s now to start the Bingi house on Big Creek again.
Yeah. Well, no, there was the Bingi at Big Creek. The land was there.
For it, but they had gatherings there before, no?
Not as I
wow. This is where I'm trying to trod upon that ground to see if this was the first Bingi on Big Creek in the 90s.
Oh no, I don't believe so. You see what they used to do also in terms of having Bingi. Sometimes the Bingi might just move and go to a brethren yard. I man recall that what's his name? The Shaka, Franca's brother. Also just talk about time when, you know, they come out there and they had Bingi in the yard. You know, the Bingi may not have been so frequent, it might be far apart, but it just move around, I guess. Okay. You know what I mean? From why man.
So the journey is at Big Creek now. Tell me a little bit about that. I think this is where
Big Creek where the energy really get high. Big Creek be like a pinnacle in terms of activity and administration and so in the Rastafari movement, yeah man.
So we can get up to speed because we can sit all night and talk about Rastafari and how you got there. United Rastafari Improvement Association. How did this start now?
Well, this
and
happened.
Where did it start?
Well, okay. I might just have to give a little bit of background, right? We'll try to wrap this in a nutshell. During 1992-93, there was a mission through the Caribbean by Ras Bonagees. You understand? Bongo Water from Jamaica, esteemed elder. You understand? Fiery brethren, Jed. Man, mouth strong, Jed. You understand? And he came to the Caribbean with a new doctrine, so to speak, where because etymological reasoning, I'm not get into the detail of it, but he came to the doctrine where we refer to as fire bonja, the word soundja, you understand? And part of the reason behind that is there's no J in the Hebrew alphabet, and you did the Hebrew language, one, and as it goes, Jah never tell nobody, God never tell nobody for call it Jah. There's no part in the Bible that you can go where you say, my name is Jah, something like that. Call me by this name. When you go through though, you will see like when Moses asks who to tell the children of Israel and the Pharaoh, who to tell them that sent me. And he revealed to Moses the I am that I am, that to the word song. Right. So we used to use the I am. We used to burn out God, Lord, because Lord really, etymologically speaking, God refers to an external God. as opposed to internal. And that's supposed to make it idal, bal, bial, and so forth. There's a book on etymology that would show you some of these things. I imagine that, well, it was rumored, let me just put it in them terms, that the elder came across some of these information. And there was a particular brethren from Jamaica that did some work with that. You know, then you have some rumor about the brethren, little half he had or something. But anyhow, that's neither here or there in terms of what the elder was doing. But the idea, he appealed to ones and ones at the time because they want to go more Selassie direct and not hide behind Jah when you mean Selassie. Because when you say Jah, sometimes people can deal with that because Jah in the Bible, when you say Selassie, that they like, want affront to people. So man just enforce the terrible and dreadful name and just go Selassie. So there were different reasons that persuade that approach. And what happened after the elder would have passed through, you have Bongo Ayavi, who used to frequent Antigua even before Ras Bonagees came through, the elder came through. He came to the house one night when we already converted and done burn out all the John, Lord and God. We take them out the chant, we take them out of everything. And then Ayavi come as he usually do, and he would raise chant. He would, for once Ayavi come to the house, I would give up the Peter because I'm more energy, more vibes, and may get to learn some cuts and so while he play, you know what I mean? So Ayavi came and he do what he did, what he usually do. He get the drum and he start leading the chant and he raise some chant and start black Jah in the word sound, and the whole house get up in unison, some fire bunny. You understand? And then the whole thing reach the altar where I man go up as an altar brethren. Because from time Bingi start, from the first Bingi, I man was already going up and reading something and doing something before ones and ones, because that's just how I man come through. I man come through by reading, so I man have a whole lot of stuff in my head. I man don't read more speech than the elder saga if one them man by the time I man catch up with them, because just that's the way I man come, just from a lot of these things. You see, and I man have one cousin named Emperor in Yarks that used to have binders loaded with this thing. All always you could use with all access a twig up. You say hang up Emperor yard for get ital, and I'll get to read these things. You see. When the chanting break and the time for administration, I went up in defense of the house position and start highlighting the scripture passage and so on where Ras Bonagees show to us and differences like that, and then Bongo Ivy come up to counter, and then he start make some very serious points, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Well, first thing he do that just humble him and position. When he asks her if I ever hear about a Metaphysical Bible dictionary, I might never hear about that. You have to watch when you're in a sometime reasoning with a man or debating. It's a kind of battle, and you have to respect certain code. One of the code me respect, if me a man a battle and the man put 3 questions to me and I cannot answer, I sit down and I start listening and asking questions. Jumping and raving done. I mean, you deal with a situation here that you obviously not very quick for deal with because you can't answer 3 questions. You see what I say? Humble yourself. So when the elder now asked me about the Metaphysical Bible dictionary, I man say, no, I man never hear about what is metaphysics, Rasta. I mean, even never, what kind of big book the man call for me? You check me, say. So I man never hear about that. Then the brethren go forward for ask me if I know that in the Metaphysical Bible dictionary, that Jah is one of the most ancient expressions used by human beings for refer to God. Well, I don't know that because I never read Metaphysical Bible dictionary yet. So I man just left sitting down again, and then the brethren now start to go and make mention of how this whole thing with Ras Bonagees started, because he brought the same reasoning to the house in Jamaica, the Bingi house in Jamaica, and the Bingi house weren't persuaded to change, and then he left and come to the Caribbean with this new doctrine, and he go nonetheless without the support of the house, and he teach a new doctrine, but get based on his authority as elder, because I'm bridging that done near, you know, he done reach near death experience like about 5 times, just in the struggle for Rastafari, you know what I mean? So, yeah, well, I have explained how the whole thing happened from here, that he never really get the support of the house. So I man stop now and start think, because I man remember when His Majesty say, you know, we must practice democratic principle. That's one the thing he said at the end of his speech when he advised Dr. Malaku that formed the Ethiopia World Federation.
Yes.
You understand? He advised him that we for us to practice democratic principles. You understand? So when I consider that, you know, it seems to be a situation where, you know, the elder kind of just take it on himself because I held a position and so on, without the blessing and support of the rest of the house, and just come and do that. I man felt at the time, as a matter of principle, I man couldn't support it because it's democratic in that sense, like, you understand. And then I have to make other more serious point, man, because I have to say, look, you have people who write in books, printing t-shirts, banners and different things with the word sound Jah on it. We cannot get up in Jamaica and just decide to change something like that without even having a conversation with brethren and sisters in the international community, because they're a part of the Rasta movement. You understand? Yeah. So all these to me may be very strong points. Okay. So I man rise up at the time, put up I man hand, and say to the house, brethren and sisters, I man think that we really should listen to this brethren now, because this brethren makes sense, you know what I mean? Because I man see immediately. I man believe some of the ones that they never take it too kindly, they probably look on I man as a flip-flop, because this man just come and all of a sudden he just shut the whole thing down. You know what I mean? Because at the time there was a kind of rivalry from Jamaica between the two individuals too. IFV would represent Black of the youth in that context, and Bongo IFV and Bona G's would be the elder. So it was a kind of situation almost like the elders up here kind of peer with the elder.
Right.
You understand? Because IFV used to be a very fiery individual too. Okay. You understand? Very fiery kind of individual, like warrior like in reasoning, you understand? Okay. So he and Bona G's have their scene from yard too, where they used to, you know what I mean, face off and so on, because of just different perspective and approaches to liberty that will come from one generation to the next, you understand? And yeah, they had that kind of situation. So it was like I man go up on the youth side of the argument, in a matter of speaking. So what happened right after that is that I man just start get one serious culture in the house, because I man just start get one kind of sideline-ish kind of vibe. When I man go to the altar and reason differences, it was noticeable to me that when I deliver anything, you know, the response is too enthusiastic, and if somebody else just go there and even read something as simple as a psalm, never reason anything, nothing too special, just read a psalm, you'd hear everybody get up with a lot of energy and highly high, and you know, like to me that was saying to you, you know, want it round here, you know what I mean, the kind of way. And you know, little by little I man move out the Big Creek Valley. But I learned a couple of things from IFV, because IFV used to associate with Rasta by and large. In a Bingi, I man as a youth in develop one kind of zeal that I man used to say to myself that when I do anything in a Rasta, I now do for them Rasta only who now come give no eyes, who now come give no praises. You understand that? The mentality. And so we in the Bingi never really in the habit too much. I like reaching out to Rastas out there, like you come a dry yard, like, you understand? Sure. But IFV used to be a man that he moved round, when he come, you know, WADADLI-VYBZ, he moved round the country, and next thing you know, he and man all up in a willicky, in a reasoning differences. And when I have any little event and so, when you look, you see all kind of man come round that ordinarily come round. Okay. Because of how he just kind of like one PR man. Right. With the Rasta movement. Anywhere you go, you talk the movement. A man very different when you come to the movement, you understand? So After Iman start get the kind of the cold shoulder vibes, Iman start hang with it because he now become like Iman comfort in the sense because boy, my whole nation against me now, one man against the world, you know what I mean? So Iman move with him and Iman learn about other people even, like Clark, the man and them out of Liberta. Iman first start go amongst them before they even know how to keep a 1-2 bingy. They used to keep jungle beat, bungo lungo, like that. You see, they never know single chant either. I'm the man that go there first and show them the 1-2 and show them chant. You see, before Frank and them man and so reach up there, which is a longer story. Right. You understand? So
yeah, so you left the Big Creek Valley.
Yeah.
And then so what happened when you left now?
When I left the Big Creek Valley, you know, it may be a kind of a step in go to, you know. Because after I have mentioned about the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, all curiosity kick in. I have to find that book. So I man go and eventually get the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Read the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, and that now bring me to a whole different level now of interpreting the scriptures. One whole different level, and a lot of the things that the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary may bring out are things that I man may feel within myself intuitively. And I like the book validate these things, you understand? But this book are the book that teach me that it is a growth process. When I read up on Egypt in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, it said the journey from Egypt to the Promised Land, symbolically, is the journey from when you're there, material consciousness or carnal consciousness, like when we say you're bald head, to when you travel the journey, come the Promised Land, like you come to Zion, you come to Rastafari. So the journey from Egypt come right through there. That's symbolic of the journey you travel from being a bald head to being a Rasta, so to speak. The books are break it down like that and tell you that it's a growth. Now, this is the thing about growth. In order for you to grow, you must change. You see that? So what was happening now, Iman, you know, as Iman lived the live, my own truth was revealing to me about the living as I go. And there were things sometimes that Iman will see in terms of interpreting scripture and understanding that would have been conflicting with the general masses in the Bingi house. But Iman never really want to really trouble that, you know, because you find yourself in a situation. After the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary tell you that it's a growth. You understand? Because I man realize that now, okay, for example, check the attitude everyone take on. When a man come Rasta, I like he put down his material ambition. He put it away. You know, see now, no longer think about getting new shoes and one new this and one new that. He move skimpy where material is concerned. He saw where he not shave his face, he not go on with it like if he not a material ambition. That they are part of the journey when you come Rasta, because what you're actually doing, you know, sacrificing the material for give all your focus, attention and energy to your spiritual realization. You see what I say? Yeah. So this is how the journey shape up. You understand? So after Iman started realize that some of the things that you put down, where you say a bonfire upon this and you know work for Babylon and different things like that, some of it necessary. You see, some of the material you put down necessary. So what eventually happens is that your journey involves a process where you return to certain material ways that you put down. They weren't put down because something wrong with them. They were put down so that you can go through a certain process of understanding the value between the material and the immaterial. Just like a Solomon. When Solomon become king, they said the Most High asked you what gift you want, what talents you want, and so on. Where you want gold, you want riches, where you want. And he said that he want wisdom to lead the people properly. In the end, he get wisdom, but he gained physical, he gained the material riches as well. Because he gave up the material in the first place. He never chose that. He chose the immaterial. And because of that, he benefit the whole world. You get both sides. You get material and immaterial. Same thing happen. You put down your material ambition, but when you don't get spiritually empowered and strong, you go right back around, and a lot of the things, not all of it, but a lot of it that you put down that was necessary, you return to it. So things like you say you tap work for Babylon. You reach to a point where you realize nothing really wrong with holding a job. So you might go right back around and go in the system and go and work and develop on trade like mason.
I like how you format that and put everything into a quick synopsis there for me. Because we're going to run out of time, and we don't want to run out of time. The United Rastafari Improvement Association. How did that start now that you left the Big Creek and then you started to get more information about the dictionary that you found, and then after you got that information about the dictionary, the metaphysics, you started to see something different, and so your mind and whole tradition of Rastafari became totally different than where you started in Villa with the first Bingi to the second Bingi tried in Big Creek. It was totally different now from even in the first instance when you got the information from this virgin named IT that the Israelites was black. So these are grown, you're growing, you're finding information, you're growing, you're finding information, you're growing, you're finding information. How did you come up now? How did a set of brothers come up now with the United Rastafari Improvement Association?
Well, that time when I separated from the Bingi house, it caused a certain tension between me and the ones back there over time. Right? Ras Coyote invited me back to the Bingi, and one night I went down there. The elder Sagai who started a whole tirade, so to speak, and he attacked a number of the daughters and them. And he ended up said that the youth and them can't run nothing. He abused Mike, Bingi Mike. Stink Rasta. You understand? He really rough up Mike the night. But when he said the youth cannot run nothing, that kind of stir Iman pride. So what happened now? After Rastaga, if he would have said that, he stirred that pride in the eye for start the youth organization. And it was March 1997. We called the first meeting down at Jedbe, because see what happened after I leave Big Creek. I didn't include this, but I'm on circle back to town. I'm on join up with Ras Kenya again, and we farm the Jedbe Bingi. You understand that? We end up in the yard a Ras Coyote in the Yarks. And you saw full moon Bingi over there after a while, because there were Bingi going on other places and we didn't want to clash in. So we decided we'll have our Bingi every full moon, and the other every Sunday thing we go out to Ras Freeman and support the Bingi out there. You understand? So
so when you left Big Creek, you had a next Bingi that you would have been able to go to at the time?
Yes.
Which Bingi was this?
As I say, that Bingi eventually come down to be the Jedbe Bingi.
Okay, so now you're on Jedbe. Mm-hmm. So now, but I already said Ras Freeman. Was Ras Freeman anywhere in the picture at this time?
No.
All right.
They weren't at that time.
Sure. So now Jedbe.
Yeah.
Now.
So what we did now, after the Jedbe Bingi was farmed, when I called the first meeting, we had the meeting in the Bingi yard at Jedbe. Okay. Only 7 persons turn up, and we decided that we're not starting with 7. So among the 7 of us that gathered there, I don't remember point for point who they were, but we agreed to disperse and spread the word again, spread the word around again. And we did just that, and the next meeting we held it upstairs Gary Roots shop to the west of Christos and High Street. And the place ram. The store full till man in the corridors outside the store. You understand? And I decided on the name, because I look at searching my mind for a name for the organization. I turned to Marcus Garvey. And man may think at the time improvement for Rastafari. And Marcus Garvey was about improvement for the Negro, United Negro Improvement Association. So we just decided, okay, we could take out the N, the Negro, and replace that with Rastafari. And so that's how the name of the organization came about, the United Rastafari Improvement Association. Brethren named Alija, Cookie, from up, you know, the ones know yes, Cookie from up Cushu Hill. Yeah. He came up with the pledge for the organization the same night when we had the meeting. The pledge. The pledge was, I and I pledge to be a true Rasta man, so to show love to I and I fellow man, ever keeping the faith, never saying die. So help I and I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Another brethren from Sweets, named Charlie. You understand? He came up with the motto for the organization. Moving from disintegration to reintegration for our people with equity and justice for all. That was the motto.
Okay. Yeah. So you had those two brothers. So all these brothers was a part of the whole movement.
Yeah, you may have a lot.
So how fast did the movement start when you found the first meeting? When that first meeting happened at Gary Root's shop? That started the whole, everything right there started?
That started every day. We decided on the name of the organization, a pledge and everything. Yeah. And every time we come to the meeting, everybody stand up, like how we reverence in the Bingi. Yeah. And I'll chant, and I pray to be a true Rastaman, the creed and the motto before our convene meeting. I'll put on certain like a reference to it.
Attention to detail. What year was this, if you can remember?
1997.
This was 97.
Still 97.
Okay, so 1997 you started the United Rastafari Improvement Association. How long did that last for? Because we're going to speed up with time.
That lasts all the way up until 1999. Yeah, it started 1997. Then it happened at the time that there was a breakdown in the said Bingi that Sagai got up that night and had that, you know what I mean, that outburst, so to speak. You understand? Right. Things broke down there. And so the youth organization start taking up the commemorative days, because you know Rasta have a calendar of activities. You know, we have February Black History Month, we have Liberation Day in May, and then we have His Majesty Earthstrong in July, and then our the coronation. You know, some ones just include the Ethiopian Christmas, the 7th of January sometimes, and so we never we never really up into Leonard Howell and Marcus Garvey in a real serious way. Yeah. At least not at the time. Okay. You're seeing. So we took up these and we bring back His Majesty Earth Day celebration into the city and in a 3-day celebration. Because prior to that, we didn't have a 3-day celebration like that out in the public. Understand? So we bring
Rastafari in Antigua.
Yeah, no. Well, we bring it into a 3-day with program. The first day was art and craft exhibition, and you have different ones set up, then tent selling ital, and you come and you browse on the ground and you support the craft works and buy your ital and differences. We have tent set up and so on. The second night we have cultural modeling. The idea among the youth was, look, if we could popularize this African culture and this root way, then if Babylon can go and walk down, run away and model, then clothes, forget it in a people's psyche and popularize the outfit, then we can do something similar with African clothing. So what the youth organization used to do is go around and different people around town that sell African clothes, we ask them to offer out to outfit also, that we can have them model on the stage. And we would also advertise the business, say, well, if you need outfit like this, you can get it as such and so. We see that as a support for the businesses that support the culture living that we were dealing with. You understand? So we are culture modeling, and we are entertainment. How you saw Ital Dove, Righteous Eye, from that a Mansai and them brethren and so from out by Falmat. How you saw all these like a group come and perform, and you just have some artists, you know, man around. The Mac Chucker, different artists like that just come through them time, and I'll have it for 2 years. You know, I'll have it for 2 years successfully. We return African Liberation Day into a march, because prior to the youth organization start having the Liberation Day march as I'm an overstand, Tim Hector and them guys back in the 70s used to march on Liberation Day. We hear about the history of that, so the youth organization decided to revive the march. Remember, we have the first march, I'll have our banner down by CMC, our big banner and so on with the organization name. I'll have up to now, I still have my uniform. Coyote have a uniform. Kwame have a uniform. It was Bruce Goodwin at the time used to run a place that make clothing, African clothing, and your own personal design. I mean, go and get Hailey Goodwin for create our uniform. Mark on the conquering lion and one yellow lion right above the pocket, khaki. You see? Yeah, man, the organization may do a lot of things at the time, man. I'll make a lot of inroads in terms of how the Rastafari community interface with the society. I'll make a lot of goodwill. You know, the National Youth Organization used to invite members of the youth organization for address the national youths and them whenever they have them seminar. You have I think Itamba, same roadstar that down there, yeah. He went one time. Coyote went a couple of times as well. You understand? I'll do a lot of things.
So the groups last from 97 to 99. And then from 99, what caused the group to kind of...
Okay, actually, you see what happened, Jed? I personally got some heat over the group because there were talks going around that Iman starting segregation in a Rasta. Because like Iman take the youth and then bust them off from the elder, whoever, and gone off like when Miguel lead things gone. You know, maybe one thing Iman have leadership in my mind to lead Rasta. You understand? Iman fortunate as a Rasta youth for come up in the central in a position that Iman get exposed to the politics of the movement. You have plenty man who are Rasta might live out of old road, live in a distant area that wouldn't get for rub shoulder with no sagai fool and come to conference like the one just held the other day and know people that involved with things pertaining to the movement who fight for rights to the movement and things like that. But I man come up in an environment that all I grew up on. When the youth organization formed 1997, they have a Caribbean Rasta organization that was just starting up around the same time, and they had a conference in St. Croix. The only person in the group that had a visa at the time was Coyote, so Coyote go make representation. After he came back, he reported to her what was going on, and we planned the next conference in Barbados in August for the 17th Marcus Garvey birthday. But prior to that, they have a youth summit in Trinidad in April, the same 98. Our attitude in the youth organization was to let everybody learn to be a leader. So instead of me who are president or even the vice president or someone in the more higher realm of the organization go, we send the PRO and the assistant secretary, which a roadstar Itamba. He the assistant secretary to Coyote, who was the senior secretary. And yeah, them two man, they go make the representation and then make name for themselves down there. You know me, everybody asks, so when we get in Barbados, everybody asks about Kwame Itamba. Man make good representation for themselves. I used to collaborate with the Ministry of Education here also to do educational clips. I'm of the opinion if youths are going to be attracted to Rastafari, because we influence in the society. We out there be Rasta and you to see we are Rasta and influenced by us. So we want to take some responsibility and make you know that education is important because the Emperor promote education. Yeah. So we joined with the Ministry of Education and we did some promotional clips. Coyote did one, Cess did one, and Itamba, the same roadstar, did one. People used to see Coyote in the road and kind of GA about his presentation. He may always say, in his presentation, he used to say, my grandmother always say, education are the boss. So when people say, when you'd see on the street, you know, they used to shout out that and so on to them, man. But we were making a lot of good impression on the society, the way we're moving, because I like the first time Rasta a step forward, you know, an organization and a move the kind of way that we are moving and so forth. You understand? Now, coming out to the conference in 1998, when we go to the conference 1998, by the way, and we carry the whole organization, the whole youth organization go down. We raise funds, we create a RAS-Mart in East Bus Station because we come up learn around the elders.
Right.
I'm and they from RAS-Mart set up from the ground. When we stand up there the ground with some horse, we then call horse, you use a construction. And you just put on big plywood on that and spread on cloth over it.
Yeah.
I'm and they from that and see how that created. So in the youth organization farm, everything that I learn from the elders and them, I put it there in the midst of the youth and them. I'll do the same thing. I'll set up a RAS-Mart, East Bus Station. Bingi, can you teach how to bake cake without egg and all the rest of it? And I used to hang out cake, our patties, everything. And I'll raise funds and open up a bank account. And when the commemorative days come around, we go in the bank account and take the money to keep them up. I'll raise money. I'll say, everybody, take care of your ticket. Gary, may have some tips. Because he knew about rebate ticket where you get 75% off. And a number of us juggle up some rebate ticket to make the travel. But the organization take care of our eating. You understand? The organization take care of everybody eating and everything. You see? So after we go down at the conference now, it's like in the Rastafari movement in the Caribbean, I like the whole idea of farming organizations were just becoming a thing. Because when we go down to Barbados now, whereas they were telling me that I must start segregation and people like Bagalaga, I say fireburn organization. When we go down Barbados, we meet IRAL and all them and down there saying organization is the way to go.
Okay.
St. Lucia, Bongo Wisey from St. Lucia at the time, they created an organization in St. Lucia called a National Council. Something with National Council for Advancement of Rastafari, but they use their indigenous name. You see, like we name WADADLI. I think they name Ayalola, something like that.
Okay.
So they use that name, but it was National Council for Advancement of Rastafari with the Ayanola. So I think Ayanola, National Council for Advancement of Rastafari. So we took that acronym. After coming out of Barbados, the talk was organization. And the idea came up now to create an umbrella organization that would represent Rasta, like island-wide like. Okay. So what we did when we come back up here after the 98 conference, we held some rally and some conferences throughout the island around 1999. I think late 1998 coming into 99. I'll go all around and sensitize different ones and so. And then I'll hold some like a mini summit like at Blackout, Culture Park out there. Yeah. You understand? Sagai Fu and a lot of ones and so in there. You see? And after that, we moved to form an interim body for the umbrella organization after the whole sensitization process. And there's where everything start come apart for the youth organization. As I say, I man may get a lot of heat. I man don't have this kind of zeal and ego about leading anybody anyway. I man just do that by virtue of the fact that I man come up in the politics and understand what needed. I man may think and have ideas of what we can do in a Rasta towards young as I man was, you know what I mean? I come forward. So I man feel very strong about my ideas in them too. And I man felt that the movement at the time did not have any platform for youth.
Okay.
I mean, you just now have an avenue that ideas that they have, they can go and take their own initiative. We in the fold with the elders, and if we put forward an idea that the elders not particularly like, even if it might be a good idea, you just get killed right there. You understand?
Yeah.
And I felt that there are certain things that needed to be done like that. And as I say, we youth can contribute a lot. We can do a lot. You understand? So we formed the youth organization also to create a platform that youth can take certain initiative. You understand? That we can say, all right, we want His Majesty birthday celebration to become a part of the national calendar, meaning I want this Earth Strong celebration to develop such a profile in the country, because that was one of our vision, by the way, to build such a profile in the country that when you come to July, to His Majesty birthday, the public I look forward to what the Rastas and then go present. Cause then go up there and then see poetry, them see dance, then see skit way, them play out some skit when Babylon will go move from Rasta, cultural stuff like that. Okay. You understand? Education, we used to say, well, at His Majesty Urchang celebration, how we present edutainment. Yeah. In other words, how we deliver education in an entertaining kind of way. Yeah. All these are the things these are ideas that we, as the youth, come up with. Okay. And took the initiative because we didn't have any elders for go to or anybody to approve anything. Right. So we can just go and do it. And when we did it, a lot of them see it. You seeing? And take part in it. You seeing? Because we had the support of people like Dexter, John, other elders as youth. Because we didn't just get up and say, well, we're set a youth and we're about to business. We had other elders who were supportive of us that we seek advice from when we have certain things that we're doing and so on.
So would you say the branching out from the Bingi at Big Creek drove you to a different demeanor in a sense of wanting more for Rastafari and not just settling for less, and so coming up with the United Rastafari Improvement Association, you put so much emphasis, like when I sit and hear you talk, you put a lot of emphasis into education and you put a lot of emphasis into leadership. Why was this so important for you?
Well, you see, that's just how I chat, right? I man come up the knowledge way, knowledge driven, because that spark of curiosity. And I judge from myself. I see how I become strong over time because I have knowledge. When people come to give them knowledge, the best thing you can give a man, Rasta, if you want the man, because listen, quality of life is how you feel about life, not what you have in a life.
We have to wrap it up. Sure. But before we wrap it up, we always have to come to a conclusion. My conclusion is Bingi Trad, from out of Bingi Trad, it seems as if the movement took you to be more of a person to steadfast for yourself and seek knowledge for yourself in Rastafari, and don't always lean to someone's opinion and his knowledge. Seek for yourself. Because that's how you started. This brethren tell you this thing, and boom, you start search, and next thing, boom, and you run with it. So you continued down that track, listening to you in our conversation this evening. Now, to conclude, United Rastafari Improvement Association started in 97. It came to a halt in 99.
We dissolved it to join up with the elders.
In 99?
Yeah, to form the umbrella organization.
Okay, yeah. So this covered the entire landmass of Antigua and Barbuda. Now, 18 years after, we're in 2019 now. We do this interview on a Friday evening in 2019. I don't know if today is the 4th of January. Have you ever thought about putting back the association together and putting things back together again?
Well, as you well know, because you were part of the meeting the other day that we held in Botanical Garden. Right now, it seemed very much needed. As a matter of fact, I mean, after we dissolved the youth organization, number of members, Kwame, in particular, one of them that was of the opinion that, we should not have dissolved the organization. I man personally take responsibility for that. You understand? Because as I say, I man didn't like the idea. I want to view I man as starting up segregation. Because I man just try to demonstrate that we as youth, we have work, we can do stuff. We form a youth organization and we commemorate all the days that Rasta celebrate. We keep the program, we organize the program. We go out and work and build the money to pull off the program and everything. We demonstrate it. That we can lead, that we can do. When we join with the umbrella organization, we dissolve the youth group into that. We thought that we already make a statement, and that what will happen in the umbrella organization is that the elders and them would now realize that they have a cadre youth, You understand? That they can groom. Because these guys already step out on their own farm organization and pull off all this thing. How done build a goodwill with the public, collaborate in the Ministry of Education, these educational clips and differences We were doing stuff like that. You understand? So we thought that the elders and them would take note of the fact, whether they had certain feeling about it. These guys just demonstrated that they have ability and they can do stuff. So we expect that would have been harnessed, but the opposite happened. And so that's what necessitated now. That's what necessitated the revival of the United Rastafari Improvement Association. You understand? To bring that more weight. Forget, because listen, the people today who still refer to themselves as youth are 50, 48, 40 plus, 30 high. How old are you, Rasta? You see what I say? Show the man at high 30s, if not in your early 40s. And we still talk youth. Obama gained president of the United States, I think, at 42. Clinton at 40. These guys will lead the most powerful nation. At 40, they will lead the most powerful nation on earth. So what you say, the rest of the youth and then come big man yet? You won't be able to say that.
So, if we wrap it up and say you would love to see the improvement of the Rastafari Association to come back, but not to take away from nothing, but just to add more, and especially along the lines of
collaborate with the Central.
Okay. Thank you very much for your reasoning powers, and always good to sit and reason with the eye. Before we leave, I would love you to give the creed one more time.
Yeah, well, as the creed goes, I and I pledge to be a true Rasta man, so to show love to I and I fellow man, His Majesty. You see, in ever keeping the faith, never saying die. So help I and I Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Pata, Neta, and Ra, Haile Selassie.
Blessed love. Yes, give thanks.
Oh, can we be liberated when we are so confused? This country is so divided. There are so many different views. Every finger's pointing away from its owner. We shouting blame and crying shame, but all are guilty just the same. Liberate your mind, my brethren. Liberate your mind, I say.